You got here early. You can be back there.
Okay, well, everyone, to the August 25th, 2025, regular EHA meeting. I'd like to call the meeting to order and call a roll call. Vice Chair Andrews,
Present.
Commissioner Burgess,
Here.
Commissioner Manziel is on the way, Commissioner Perez,
Good.
and Commissioner Trainer. Perfect. At this time, I'd like to call for any public comment, and commenters are limited to 2 minutes. How many?
Madam Chair, my name is Victor Harris. Just a point of information. My phone is turned off, however, it does double as the medical device. So alarm may sound during the meeting. I try to keep that down, but just so you're aware, it's not deliberately intrusive. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, at this time, I'll call for any communications, if any. So hearing none, we will move to the executive director's report. And
so we have been in the process of selecting executive director, and we had a really successful process that started many months ago. But it accumulated on Thursday night. We had a reception that many of you attended that included our employees and public and residents. That went extremely well, and everyone that was at that and was able to provide comments to the commissioners regarding the candidates and their impressions of the candidates. Friday, we had interviews all day long. We had 6 candidates that we were interviewing. 5, we only interviewed 5. 1 candidate dropped out because he had made the decision to stay where he currently is. And to his credit, did not want to have EHA incur any expenses with him traveling here. So we interviewed 5 candidates. We are still in the selection process, and we'll be meeting an executive session during this meeting. So it will probably be a little bit before we have the final decision to announce to the public. But I couldn't be happy with the process. I think the value of the candidates that we had was amazing. Whoever gets this position will be in really, really good place. That's all I have to say.
Okay. Just moving along today. So at this point, we're going to go over the approval of the minutes, and I need to get a motion to approve the minutes for the regular meeting held on June 23rd, 2025, and a special meeting board retreat held on August 4th, 2025. Do I have a motion? So, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next, we'll go to the consent agenda, and we'll need to do a separate motion for we can do a single motion if I read right. It includes this section 8 payments for the months of June and July 2025, summary vouchers for the months of June and July 2025, and authorizing an amendment number 30 to interagency agreement with the Housing Hope related to the Commerce Building SRO units. I will is there any information or that you guys want to go over, or just talk about?
You Vita? Or you? Sure, yeah. Just for the SRO for the mock rehab. We have our ongoing agreement with them where we help them with subsidy for the units they have at the Commerce Building. And so we went through and as we every year updated the contract and rent calculation. And then we'll enter into the agency agreement between the Housing Authority and Housing Hope.
So I will enter a motion. Thank you. Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, hearing that, we're gonna move on. So the items for individual consideration, the first one is resolution 1619, authorizing approval of contract number 2025-02 for agency-wide, agency-wide landscaping services. And Erica, okay, could you please, show
That came up quick, okay. All right, so the Everett Housing Authority is requesting board approval of resolution number 1619, authorizing the execution of a contract for agency-wide landscaping services. This is with Total Landscape. EHA issued a request for proposals to replace the expiring contract. We received 5 proposals. An evaluation committee reviewed and scored the proposals, and Total Landscaping achieved the overall lowest pricing with the highest evaluation score. The proposed contract will be for initial 3-year term with the option for up to a 1 year, up to 2.
Oh God. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh my God. Oh shit. Oh. Oh shit. So many cars, DMV thought it was mail fraud.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Are you okay? Are you okay, Cynthia? We have.
I don't know if you all saw my face, but oh my God. And I didn't know how to turn it off.
Oh, it's,
Like, is somebody going to turn this off?
yeah, we did. It took me too long. I'm so sorry.
I have never seen that before in my life happen. My daughter's over here laughing at me. Totally like devastated.
Oh my God.
Chips got come back.
Yeah. What the hell happened?
Wow.
Enough of the entertainment.
They've been recorded, so here's hoping. Let's hope this is the real chip. It should be. Wait, it might not be. There's 2 chips right now.
Did he like join on his phone?
Oh, thank goodness. Okay.
So back to landscaping.
Yeah.
Landscaping, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so the Total Landscaping came out as the lowest overall pricer and highest evaluation score. And again, the proposed contract will be for an initial 3-year term with the option for up to 2 1-year extensions. So looking at how we're breaking down the contract pricing over the 3 years, year 1 is at $398,481. Year 2 is $406,450.62. And year 3 is $418,000, $644.13. So we've got a total base value of just a little bit over 1.2 million over that 3-year period. So our landscaping company, we're asking them to cover things like turf management, fertilization. They will also assist us in irrigation control and repair, tree support, seasonal and general cleanup. So we're asking Board of Commissioners to approve resolution number 1619, authorizing the executive director or designee to execute the landscaping contract with Total Landscape.
I add something to it? So I just got this information, so I'm sharing it now. So for the year 2024 and 2025, just ended, we spent $453,000 on landscape. So this contract saves money because it's only for the first year, it's $398,000. So we are saving in the first year alone 53,000, and other years also gets.
Great, thank you. Right. Commissioners, do I have a motion to approve?
I move to approve.
Okay. Okay, we're good. Okay, the next item is resolution 1620, adopting updates to the housing choice voucher administration plan. And Director Melanie Pinkerton is and doing it to introduce.
So I'll kind of kick us off with just sort of some general background, and then I'll let Melanie chime in with a little bit more specifics. So just for everyone's background, the Housing Choice Voucher Administrative Plan is the policy document that governs how we run our Section 8 voucher program. And it goes into a lot of detail around timeframes, rules, regulations, things like that. So we subscribe to a service through a consultant called Nan McKay to keep our plan updated. Many housing authorities use this service. And what it does is it makes sure that we have all of the latest regulations and policies, and we cover all of the things that requires us to cover, as well as industry best practice. So Nan McKay updates their template. There's 19 total chapters plus some appendices and things like that. So they have a subscription service. They update it roughly every year. Not every chapter gets updated every year. We took most of the chapters that had been updated to the board in June, but it was a pretty significant update because of the HOTMA, which was the Housing Opportunities Through Modernization Act that originally passed in 2016, and then HUD kind of took their time rolling out all of the different changes to housing authorities. So there were some additional chapters that had been updated that just because of staff constraints in terms of timing, we weren't able to get all of those updated last time. So what this resolution does is it gets those remaining chapters updated to the new Nan McKay template. It also includes important update related to our emergency housing vouchers. So as you may recall, that was a program that was created by HUD, created by Congress, funded by HUD during the pandemic. We got 56 emergency housing vouchers. Originally, the program was slated to run through 2030. However, the program has been expending funds more quickly than originally anticipated. So HUD has issued guidance to housing authorities on how we can transition those special vouchers so that those families can move to regular Section 8 vouchers so that they don't have any loss of housing. So one of the changes in our administrative plan update is specifically to essentially create a preference so that those folks would go to the top of the waiting list and be able to get a voucher as soon as we determine that we're in a position to transition them from that special emergency housing voucher over to a regular voucher. And then I'll turn it over to Melanie to talk a little more about the other updates.
Okay, so there were quite a few updates here as well. So it's chapter 2 on our fair housing policy, which to streamline the policy regarding handling of any discrimination or fair housing complaints that our clients may provide under the Equal Access Rule, and have with the updated VAWA information, which is the Violence Against Women Act. In chapter 4, there was a policy change that Janita just mentioned on the emergency housing vouchers and how to be able to transition them over to the Section 8 program. And then we also got a waiver from HUD to be able to bulk add them to our waiting list to make that process a little bit smoother. In chapter 10, there were some updates regarding those due to unit deficiencies. So units that have failed inspections and are on abatements, just to give our clients ample time to find suitable housing. And then just regarding some of the process around those when they're ongoing information. For project-based vouchers, chapter 17, there were a lot of changes there, updated regarding the HOTMA changes that Janina also referenced that we brought before, and just some additional project-based voucher regulations regarding caps, selection, and accepted units. And then also chapter 18, which is our PBV for the RAD program. Many updates there as well regarding the developments, how to transition those, which we've already done all of that. But we also, some owner certification information around, inspections, and then the renewals on the 20-year contract period, so that we can have enforcement for the housing quality standards. And then also around, clients that may be living in, wrong sized units. So maybe their household size changed and they need to be, relocated to another unit that better suits their family's needs. And then also just going through the process before they are ready to move on to a housing choice voucher and have that mobility. Let's see. And then of course we have the 2 tiers of prioritization for that, with our RAD project clients being higher on the list than the rest of our project-based clients. And then also in chapter 19, special purpose vouchers, there's a lot of information in programs that we don't use, like we don't have the FUP or FYI vouchers or BASH. But as far as our mainstream that we do have, just allowing those to be administered separately from our regular HCBs, which we have been doing, but now we also have a separate waiting list for those mainstream applicants as well. And then on the last section there, we don't have the stability voucher program either, so that did not apply. Those are the updates there.
Thank you. So do I have a motion to adopt the updates? We're looking at you. Thank you, George. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
So we will move on. And the last item is approval of financial statements for the quarter ending June 30th, 2025. Director Jamshed to introduce.
So we'll put them up on the screen.
You can.
Mosaic one.
Oh, I don't think I've sent it, unless this one, right?
Yes, this is the one.
Actually, this might have been the one.
No, that was from last board.
Yeah, hold on, let me quickly send it. So, Johnson, if you want to introduce it, and then I will work on getting it over.
So, okay, you can see, but overall, these are the statements for unaudited statements. We are still reviewing them, and there might be changes as we do the FDS submission to hard and data audit. But I will give the broad picture that this year, basically, our cash increased by $3 million, that's $3.4 million. But having said that, there are several properties. Once these come up, I will show that they are not cash flowing properties, and that's why we have a lot of work ahead of them to make sure that those properties are we fix the cash flow for those, either increase the rents, reduce the expenses, and bring them in line. All at the same time, we are also looking at all our expenses and trying to manage things better.
And these went through the finance committee, but it was kind of a modified finance committee because Chip was out of town. So we had Chair Smith, Commissioner Andrews, and Commissioner Trainer. It went through that.
Now, ours 15 megabytes.
Oh, okay, perfect. Sorry, the file's a little large. There's a lot of financial information. So that sounds here. We can bring it up.
No,
Oh, no. This one's something else. Yeah, it's a PowerPoint. Try that.
Did you say you were sending the document?
We're working on bringing it up right now.
Bringing it up on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I might add, while we're waiting, I might give a shout out to Jamshed. He has been a fantastic addition to our team, and he has dove in and really been working with each department on financials, and has done a great job in bringing into focus exactly where we are and what we need to do. So I'm extremely happy to have him on team.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's the left, the sound, and then it's gonna say like that, right?
So, so this is the quarterly summary that the board is familiar with seeing every report. I am going forward make some changes to it, but right now I've kept the same format as was presented last time. The only change that I have made actually is just to highlight the columns where we have losses, so that we can look at that more closely. From here, you can see that this is the summary. So the core operations, it basically, when what I call core operations is basically section 8, development, management, those things there we are cash flowing properly. EHA owned properties also at this point we are cash flowing properly, but for that the main reason is that one or two properties you will see in detail who are market rent are carrying the load. Most of the affordable properties they are losing money, and there's more detail available for those. Non-profit are doing okay. Tax property, credit properties have big losses. We need to look at that more. The next slide. So this is, again, I've talked about the core operation that includes HCV, MTW, affiliated programs, development, and management. So over here, if you look at it, section 8 shows a big positive cash flow, but this is not correct. We have found that EHA has been incurring a lot of costs and not charging it. We have fixed it now. And but it's basically, they are also losing money, but we had a meeting with Melanie and we are going to work out a process to make this profit. Okay, next slide. So these are the EHA owned properties. I wanted to show you this. So if you look at the EHA owned properties, Pacific Square, Pepperwood, Lakeview, all of them are losing money, although in total we were 557 positive. And the reason for that was, if you go to the next slide, so Evergreen is also losing money. It's the Royal Oaks and Huntington Park which are profitable. So since they are profitable, they are making us look overall situation okay. But in reality, most of the properties under the EHA properties are losing, and we need to focus on that and fix that. And another point is that Royal Oaks is in the process of being disposed of. So that also will impact these numbers going forward. And then the non-profit properties, there are some that are loss making, but most you can see are making a little bit of profit. It's not hugely profitable for the year. All the properties combined had a 205 positive cash flow, 205,000. But I think one property on this slide, and if you go to the next slide, maybe there's one more property. They are losing money, but nothing very drastic or significant. So I think, of course, every operation can be improved. We can look at it to increase the rents, reduce the expenses, but this is not a huge area of concern at this time. Next slide. Tax credit properties have losses, but quite frankly, I'm still trying to understand the structure. Because I'm fairly new here, maybe they are structured in a way that they're supposed to lose money. I'm not sure. I'm still digging more into it and understanding it. But most of these properties at this point, on this page, it looks like that these properties are cash flowing. But if you go to the next page, you will see that all these properties are missing. So we are working on this and digging more to understand these numbers better, to figure out that more and what can we do to enhance them.
So as we've been moving forward with what the finances now with Jim shed on and working with each department, zoning in on areas that we can shore things up, do things smarter with less, and that will overall make us a lot stronger and get everything back in.
That said, I'll need a motion to approve the financial statements for quarter end. Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we'll move on. So now it's time.
I have a question or statement. For fiscal 2025 and 26, our money has been uncertain. I don't think I've heard anything about where we're at with that.
So basically, at the meeting towards the end of June, the board did approve the budget for 2025, 2026. And we are using that as our kind of, kind of blueprint to follow. And we will make sure that whatever that it might require, because budget is a live document. As situations change, we have to sometimes adapt to it. But we are working on making sure that all the operations remain, as profitable as possible. And we are working on it, and we were very close on.
Okay,
All right, now it's time for executive session. And the board will now adjourn into executive session 12:28 to consider qualifications of growth conduct employment. And to review the performance. So for. Let's do 30.
Thank you all.
Yeah, 12:58.
We're now coming into the ending the executive session, coming into the regular meeting, and it is 12:58. And we will be, well, the next regular board meeting will be on Monday, November 10th at noon. And we can now end this meeting. So I would need a motion to adjourn the meeting. Okay,
hi.
sounds unanimous, and so the meeting comes to a close. Thanks.
Chip, I'm gonna send you